I didn't look at it. I'm just referring you as a statement. I got something that went through the floor that if you put your finger on it, it hurts. It wasn't coming out even, if you remember.
It was coming out cockeyed. And then once it was out completely, you were able to stick your whole hand behind it.
When he reached out to the dealership about this issue, well, the first defense that the dealership had is, well, your fancy inspectors were here and they should have seen that. They didn't tell you. Well, too bad for them, because their fancy inspection team actually have logged in of all of those problems.
Oh, you're just mad because you split your head open.
If you want to have a chuckle, yeah, I did split my head open.
Buying an RV is like opening a Cracker Jack box. You never know, what are you going to get at the bottom? Is it a bust or is it a buy? And it's for you to decide, not us. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a few of these, but let's start with that 2023 Newmar Superstar 4059.
As Laurel's pointed out, it's a leftover. So I want to bring this topic up for all of you that are shopping out there. This beautiful, awesome, well-priced unit that those held over might have a story. The reason why you want to have an inspection is exactly to demystify this story. If there's no story to be told, you'll be happy. I'm going to talk to you by experience. There's always a story, even on a held over or a brand spanking new. For instance, this 4059, as you remember, and if not, Laurel's going to link it above. The Super Slide had a roller missing in the back of the major street side slide out, the big one. We also had nails going through the floor, protruding into...
Hold on. Nails? They're not nails. No. Protruding sharp objects.
So to her point, I am not
qualified to say that it was a nail. You're not qualified to say that. It's just a sharp protruding object.
So to her point, we're doing statements.
Facts.
I cannot say or pretend that, oh, it's a screw coming out, even if it was a screw. I didn't look at it. I'm just referring you as a statement. I got something that went through the floor that if you put your finger on it, it hurts. So they probably have a new suppliers of screws, because I've got screws coming out the floor here. No, I'm going to call it, sorry, I'm going to retract this. I'm going to call it sharp objects, not screws. So let's go on the other side. The front slide out on the curb side also had this big problem where it wasn't coming out even, if you remember.
It was coming out cockeyed. And then once it was out completely, you were able to stick your whole hand behind it.
So from the inside, we had this issue, that telltale sign that we talked to you about a lot of time. On one side, you can see it's flush to the wall. The wood trim is there. On the front side, you can actually stick your hand in there, like Laurel was saying. So this is a slide out we just looked at outside. This side is already tight. This side is like this. So it's coming like this. Show you. Here's my hand. I can barely fit my fingers in there. And here's my hand where I can fit my wrist in there. So this slide out is not tight on this corner, and it's tight on that corner.
And then for me, I had the slide roller marks on the floor, which probably is because it was missing the slide roller in the back. I don't know for sure, but I can tell you that there were some big marks on this gorgeous floor. And then the other thing was that they have this new hand wipe. No, you're not wiping with your hand. You're swiping it in front of the module that actually flushes your toilet, but it didn't work.
What I like about those is that if ever you went in the bathroom in the back and you end up in front of the TV and you realize you forgot to turn your toilet on, you just waved at the toilet and it should flush, right?
You hope, but not this one. This one didn't work. So tell us in the comments below, would this have been a bust or a buy for you? All right, let's tell them about that Coachman Brookstone 374 RK. Do you remember while I was working inside all day, I was roasting. We had all the ACs on, didn't we?
So that was the funny part about those. So Coachman is different than other manufacturers, I guess, from what the tech told me. They actually put 3 ACs on there, but you can't run the 3 ACs. Oh, because it's a 50 amp circuit. We all have 50 amp circuit. We all have 3 ACs. They all work, the three of them together.
At the same time.
What's the purpose of putting 3 ACs if you can't use them? That didn't start the day good. On top of all the other things that I had, the first thing I did after I set up and make sure that it's the right unit we're inspecting, if you remember, if not, Laurel's gonna link it above, on my roof, the 4 corners, they put that black material that does not stick to the corners, to the TPO and the corners trim. So as I had in the front, I got the same problem in 2 of the corners in the back. As you can see here, it's not touching, so this is not attached to the TPO. See? So this is not, so this is actually water intrusion right there. So opposite corner, same thing. So this material is not attaching to this TPO. So they'll need to address this. Since the last 7 months, I hope it didn't do any damage. And so is this corner, same thing. So you can see that this goes in there. This doesn't attach, so it actually goes right into your walls. What do you think is going to happen with this? What did you have inside?
So I can remember that I sat in our recliners, and I'm in your side of the love seat, and I can't recline that thing. Why? Because they had it screwed to the floor. Okay, that would really bother me, that you can recline and that I can't, or vice versa.
And yes, I'm laughing because Pierre and I are in this conversation about being an electrical engineer. No, I'm no engineer, and I certainly am not going to pretend that I am, but I have common sense, right? So I said to him, come sit, let's recline, honey, let's recline in our chairs. This is Pierre's chair. So I said, recline. He reclines and he lays all the way back. He said, you don't know how to recline a chair. I said, my chair is, first of all, bolted to the floor, and secondly, it's extending directly into the slide.
So it's screwed to the floor, and there's no way to move it so that it actually can recline.
So it shows you that some of the engineers that work in the RV industry don't have an RV.
Okay, but we're not engineers, right? We just have common sense, I guess. Can I tell you one more thing? So I'm in front of the kitchen sink, like you're gonna do dishes, and you've got a beautiful window, and I think to myself, I'm gonna open up that window, let the fresh air in. There's no way to open the window because the screwy mechanism is tight right against the faucet. There's just no way. You cannot open the window at all.
Okay, but let's come over here. I said, I'm gonna do dishes, and I'm gonna open up my window. He said, something's wrong with the screen. I said, well, the screen can't be put in properly because you can't open the window because the latch is directly onto the faucet. You can never open that window. I don't know. Who's the genius that designs which window's gonna go there? You know, there are those ones that have the 2 screws on the side. Seems to me that's where that would go. Or how about this? I love this, the shade, right? Aren't these shades beautiful? This is down as far as it can go because they've actually put the one that goes in the bedroom in the living room, a half shade.
By the way, that's the same engineer who figured out how to lay out a couch in a living room.
So is it better to be engineer smart or common sense smart? Let us know in the comments below. The fact that this was engineered a little strangely, I'm telling you, you will walk in there glassy-eyed because it is a beautiful layout. It's really nice, but another thing that I had an issue with was my refrigerator. The light wasn't coming on, and this is something that you figured out later, that we had issues with the whole electrical system that was going on in the living room and the kitchen area.
So half the unit didn't work, didn't have any power, and the other half had power. And that's where, again, the 3 ACs come in line. So do you think the tech had even a clue of what he was talking about? Maybe did he? Maybe he didn't. So be careful what techs tell you. or when you go in and they do your walkthrough with the salesperson, that, by the way, salesperson normally don't have a clue what you're looking at. It's their first time, just like you. Just ask them, where's that switch for this fan or this light? And you'll see their eyes go just like yours, because they don't have a clue where it is either. Oh, it's right here somewhere. That's the typical line they'll give you.
You know, while you're watching these videos, are you ever thinking to yourself, geez, I could be a great RV inspector because I'm ethical, I'm detail-oriented? We've got a workshop you might be interested in.
So if you think you got what it takes, go to our website to apply.
And we will reach out to you. So let's tell you about that 2024 Thor Sanctuary 24C.
A freaking Class B that all of you like out there.
Oh, you're just mad because you split your head open.
And if you want to have a chuckle, go check the video. Yeah, I did split my head open.
Okay, so he's tall.
The dumb bike rack that they put in the back for the bicycle that opens on one door and not the other. You open that door, that bike rack slams right in your head.
Like it's the bike rack
It is the
fault.
dumbest installation to do with Mercedes, with Thor making this sanctuary that is overall immaculate. The problem is those dumb thing that they put there, that normal people at a normal height. Yes, I'm about 6 foot tall, but this thing, when you open your door to get in, what do you think happens? What do you think you associate this with? Oh yeah, now she's laughing, because if she would have been out here, she would have been laughing her ass off. So here's the story. Available on the market, even to the point where this customer actually took it out right away the minute it came in and told me. He says, no, that is the dumbest setup that they did. And it is. But on another note, the RV itself, good thing we went through it. We found a couple of issues, nothing major, except the call that he gave us a couple of weeks later when he received it, but we'll get to that. For me, on the outside, everything was pretty much in good shape. It's a typical Mercedes chassis. They didn't do much modification. It's a box with window, and they ended up with a second generator for the power system, and every system actually almost worked flawless. I had to go reach out to one of the techs because, they had to do a hard pull on the system because the aqua hot didn't work, so the heat didn't work, so nothing worked, but it was ready to go.
Well, it was ready to go. And then I had that gouge in the sidewall, right where the shade was in the kitchen area. Speaking of kitchen area, they're supposed to have an induction cooktop. It wasn't there.
You bring your lunch when you grab a Class B.
Well, you're gonna go out to lunch. You've got to go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you can actually sit on the toilet, take a shower, and chop and dice at the same time if you want. But the great thing was we figured out that they had a shower bidet. That's pretty cool, a shower bidet. I'd never seen one of those before.
Especially when you can cook at the same time as you're taking a poop. Seriously.
But you're able to clean quickly, which is nice. It's right there.
You clean your vegetable and you clean your, yeah, it is practical.
But it's not for everybody. But for those that it's for, you're having a great time in it. I can see that because I do follow a lot of vlogs for vanners, but Pierre's tall and his hands are big. So getting into those small areas, it's just more difficult, which is fine. That's why he has me there. I take over. So let us know in the comments below, would this have been a bust or a buy for you? You know what? You forgot to tell them what happened to that Thor on its way to our customer.
So our customer calls us, the unit went from Ohio to New Hampshire on a flatbed truck. So nothing special. It was put on the truck, dropped to his yard. So our customer calls us in the morning and he says, well, I found this on the unit. He kind of showed us the picture, and on the top part of the Class B, there was waves all along, like the sidewall has been doing this. Well, this is why we log everything on the report as well. So here's the video that you can even see. The sidewalls are perfect. There's no dent, there's nothing there. When he reached out to the dealership about this issue, well, the first defense that the dealership had is, well, your fancy inspectors were here and they should have seen that. They didn't tell you. Well, too bad for them, because their fancy inspection team actually have logged in of all of those problems just to make sure that some people don't pull this crap on you or us. And that is exactly why when we log in about, I don't know, 700 to 1,000 pictures overall on each and every unit, and we'll deliver 400 to 600 pictures to you, it's exactly the reason why we do this. It's called CYA, cover your ass.
So let's tell them about this 2023 Alliance 310 RL.
So again, I'm gonna bring this back up. Held over. So it's been there for about 16, 18 months in their yard. Why is that? Why do you need an inspection, you claim? Well, we'll try to help you out with this unit in particular.
Well, for me, when I went in to do my showers, the whole shower trim, I could totally move it with my fingers. It wasn't even adhered to the side of the wall, so the whole thing was moving.
One of the things I check is the frame of showers, and this one happens to be slightly moving. And if you can see right here, might be hard to see. Well, there you go. Now you can see I'm just moving it, but it's missing a lot of sealant right here. And it just, same with down here, right here, you can see that it's missing sealant and it just lifts away from the wall. They'll just need to secure that and add more sealant.
Will there be some leaks there? I would think so.
If not there, I'll send her some down from the roof. The roof was open, I think, on every corner. I can see through the trim, right through the sidewall. Things could go in there like a shower. It's not a problem. And that day of the inspection, by the way, we also have rain all day, so that also helped us out because you can see it running, as she's gonna link that video above her.
Remember when you opened up into the basement of the RV and you said, come feel this floor, and we can literally push with our fingers and it was all soft?
So it's all spongy, and I have readings up to, I don't remember how much, you can see it on the video, 50, 60%. So it's been running down for the longest time. And whoever had put water in the system was actually leaking constantly. There was damage irreparable, other than taking the whole floor of this basement, redoing the whole thing. Coming down from there, I just showed you that floor is about right here. So all the way to this back, this floor is all wet and gone, and in my book to be changed, because that's not Alliance's fault.
So, would you think this would be a bust or a buy for you?
And I'm not done. If you remember the front cap, on each corner of the front cap, right in the front on the curve edge, there was fiberglass missing. So that's a forklift operator that turned it too sharp. This is my opinion. That's not a statement. I'm saying the fact that there's chip into the fiberglass. This is my opinion. Knowing how it was and where it was, that's a forklift who turned too sharp, and he actually hit the boom of his mast of that forklift directly on the unit.
So if you're wondering why you need an RV inspection, continue watching these videos. We can't make this up. These are not staged. This is reality, folks.
So every time we end up at a dealership with any manufacturer, there's always a laundry list that ends up at the end of the day forwarded to the customer and to the dealership if there's things to be repaired, or if the customer says, I want these to be repaired. This is the tool we're bringing you into this industry that is definitely not up to par with quality that one would expect.
Did you guys notice our t-shirts today? It's not about the destination, it's all about the journey. This is limited supply, guys. We have until December 23rd, and they're not going to be available any longer. So go into the link below in our description and order your It's Not About the Destination, it's all about the journey.